Welcome everyone to another exciting episode of Two Bar Connection of your host, Jesse, and
James. What's happening, everybody?
What is happening indeed. And it seems that this is going to be our first traditional episode of the year. And with that being said, we have a lot of news to actually go over because, it wouldn't be the industry unless, you start off real hot, right? You expect January to be the slow time of year, but we already have a lot of controversy surrounding a particular Pokemon-like game with lots of guns involved. We also have a fiasco with Capcom and their DRM practices. We have an Ubisoft executive talking out their ass. Once again, more mass industry layoffs. And we also have some coverage over the recent Xbox Developer Direct, which is showcasing some new games that we can expect to come out this year for Xbox, as well as a discussion over Suicide Squad about how it's not really inspiring the most confidence. But before we go over all that, how are you doing, man?
I've been doing all right, man. I've been busy with work and I've been tired a lot too. It's just kind of been going to work and then coming home to sleep, and then that's it. So I've just been trying to find ways to keep myself occupied. But how are you doing?
Yeah, I see that you've been a little tired today.
Yeah, a little bit, but it's okay. It's funny because I actually worked last night, and then I had to work. I wake up extra early because there was like a what's it called, an annual unit meeting where we everyone from the ICU gets together and we kind of like go over where we're at as far as whatever, and yeah, it's funny because we do those huddles all the time. So it's just a giant huddle except with actual management instead of just our charge nurses and stuff. So
yeah, okay,
but yeah.
Nothing. Can you bring the mic a little closer to you?
Yeah. Oh, is it low? Oh my god, my bad, dude.
Yeah. So if you're also being tired, it's kind of hard to hear.
Yeah. So my bad. I'll try to just raise my voice a little bit. But yeah. So that's just pretty much it. But what about you? It's been uneventful for me. But what about yourself? How are you doing?
Well, today I checked out a mac and cheese place by my house.
Ooh, like strictly mac and cheese?
Yeah, they specialize in mac and cheese, but they do serve grilled cheese sandwiches as well. They have all kinds of mac and cheese bowls. You can actually make it yourself, or you can order off, one of their pre-made ones, which is what I got. I got a chicken parm, macaroni and cheese bowl. It was really good, like really, really good. I got tomato soup on the side, so it's really hearty and filling. And I took my niece there because she loves mac and cheese. Right, like any 11-year-old would, like that's like gourmet shit for them. So
yeah,
so you give them a chance to eat some mac and cheese, and she absolutely loved the place. And but she got a grilled cheese sandwich though. She didn't get mac and cheese, but still, kids love grilled cheese sandwiches. And I got her to try it with the tomato soup. I don't know if have you ever done that where you get?
Yep.
Yeah,
yes, I have.
It's good, right?
Dude, so I've never been a grilled cheese person, but then my sister, I don't know what came over her. I don't know like what like crawled up her ass, but she just one day decided I'm gonna make a fucking grilled cheese sandwich, and it was great. And then she said it was great. Then I asked her, hey, can I have one? And dude, she made it so good, and she taught me how to do it. And then that's when we did the tomato thing, because we've seen that in the movies, but we didn't think that was like, good. It's kind of like something else in the movies too that I've seen is like eggs with ketchup. I always thought that was fucking weird, but
my sister does that.
Yeah, but turns out it's actually not that weird. It's actually pretty good. So the tomato soup soup with the grilled cheese is an excellent combo that I would have scoffed at, but now I don't scoff at anymore. so yeah.
Well, in that place they make tomato soup really good. It's not like it's got a kind of a fresh taste to it because with the canned stuff, particularly with Campbell's, I don't know if you've had their tomato soup, but it's pretty acidic-y.
Yeah.
But yeah. So it's like you can feel it like kind of like burn in your teeth a bit. It's like if you drink orange juice, right? Like if you drink like really like acidic orange juice, you can feel like the acid just burning on your teeth, and that's kind of the problem with Those tomato
Yeah.
soups from the cans. But the way they make it, it's much more palpable. But it still has like that flavor to it. Like if they don't water it down, it's kind of hard to explain, but it just doesn't have that like acidic taste to it as strong.
Well, it probably balance it out with like some kind of cream or something. Does it taste a lot? I mean, I guess the word I would say is like thicker. Is it like a thicker tomato soup than the Campbell's?
I guess a little bit. But I mean, I put milk in when I make the tomato soup, so mine already comes out a little thick, anyways.
Cool.
But I can never evade the acidicness of it. So I don't know what they do to offset it, but whatever they do, it's great, and it still has that tomatoey flavor to it.
Yeah.
Without it feeling watered down. Well, I mean, besides work and stuff, have you been doing on the gaming side, or you just been too busy?
I mean, I've been trying to game. Actually, I actually have tried to play Elden Ring.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Were you using my?
Yeah, I'm using your copy.
Okay.
I actually was doing great, but I think I need to go back because I think the first boss, Margit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty hard, but I think I'm just on the level. Like I still have all the level 1 gear, and I got this fire shield, but the build that I'm doing the samurai character. So the shield that I got is not. It says, "Oh yeah, like you can't use this without taking severe penalties." So I'm like, "Oh okay, so I guess this is not for my build." So
okay, yeah. So when you get the shield, you have to look for I forgot what it was, but there's something that says like guard percentage.
Guard percentage.
And then, yeah, right. And if it doesn't say 100, you're gonna take damage because 100 means 100.0 will mean 100%. It blocks 100% of damage, so you take no damage, but you do take stamina damage like normal. But then if it's like 95, then you reduce damage by 95%. You only take
okay,
5%.
that makes sense because because the samurai build it came with a little shield, and I've noticed that I still take damage like when I'm guarding. So I was like, that's weird.
It's a shitty shield. You're not really supposed to use it. It's like an emergency kind of thing.
Then why the fuck did they give it to me, man?
Because it's starting gear. I mean, it's a samurai build, so like the samurai class. Like the idea is that you're supposed to be using the two-handed variation of it. The two-handed stance.
Which by the way, the two-handed stance is lit. Is awesome. I love it. I love like sheathing it and then like doing the overhead slash. I'm like, oh cool. And then I saw that it takes up the magic.
Yeah, it takes up the blue bar.
Yeah, I'm like, why the fuck does that take magic? But whatever.
Yeah. No, any abilities will use up the focus meter is what they call it in the game.
Oh, okay, sounds good.
Yeah, it's not,
sorry,
it's not
I just
magic, they call it focus.
Well, dude, it looks blue, so it fucking triggers the mana interpretation from my WoW.
Yeah, no, I understand.
Yeah,
but
I've been good. I killed the that wolf person in that wolf cave. That was pretty fun.
Oh, okay.
Found a painting.
You met the beast guy, the Taylor. Is he in that area? Oh, it's been a while since I played the game.
I don't know. I think I met somebody. I met
he's like hiding in a bush.
Yes,
he's disguised in a bush.
Yeah. I freed him, and then he goes, "Oh, like give me a few days, and I'll like bring you something or something." I'm like, okay.
He's a good boy. I'm gonna say if you play the game, I'm gonna tell you right now, he's gonna ask you for a larva. Do not give it to him.
Do not? Okay.
Do not. I mean, that's like way later in the game. I'll keep telling you that, but yeah, it's way later in the game. But trust me, do not do it. I made the mistake of doing it.
Okay. All right, then. All right, cool. Awesome. Because it's funny because coming off of fucking Lies of P, which by the way, I know probably they didn't know, but since our Game of the Year episode, I actually beat the game and woof, man, like so good.
Yeah, I know. I saw you freaking ass blasted through that game, dude. Like every time I would hop on the computer, I'd see you playing it. I'm like, oh shit, I guess he really likes this game,
dude. Okay. I really liked the game, bro. It was really fucking fun. And so coming off of Lies of P, and I'm trying to parry shit in Elden Ring.
No, you don't do that in Elden Ring.
And the game's like, the fuck are you doing, boy?
Yeah, no, you don't do that.
No, we don't do that here.
We don't do that here, exactly. Yeah, you dodge roll or you block, and that's it.
Yes, dude. And then I kill like the big enemy, and I'm like, okay, cool, awesome. The big enemy won't spawn like in Lies of P. No. the big enemy spawns back when I go to rest at the side of Greece. Fuck. Damn it. So, but I have been having a good time. But yeah, I reached market. He's pretty hard. I think I need to like find a way to upgrade my gear because I'm telling you, I have all of the starting gear, like the starting samurai sword, the starting samurai gear, starting samurai shield, everything. So I think I just need some better equipment or upgrade some equipment to do more damage. Because like I'm doing everything that I can, but I just like the damage is not.
Yeah, and he's the first filter in the game, and it's like
okay.
it's like almost immediate, right? Like a lot of people will bounce off with him because he's really tricky because he's extremely aggressive. His attack strings are very long, and then halfway through he gets like new attacks, and then you have to contend with those.
Yeah,
and his all his attacks have like massive range on them. And you coming from Lies of P, you're gonna be like, "Oh, I'm just gonna parry this shit." Like, no, you don't parry, dude. You dodge. That's what you do.
Dude, you dodge. Get out of the way. This is a true Souls game. You dodge. Yeah, and actually, it's funny because I actually am good at parrying, but I guess now that you told me about the guard percentage, that makes a lot of sense because I've tried to parry with the two-hander or with the samurai like holding it two-handed. And I guess it's so low that even though I guard, I still take a little bit of damage. So I'm thinking, damn. So I guess the samurai build, I really shouldn't even be focusing on guarding. Sorry, I'm opening another can of seltzer water. Yeah. But
the thing with the game is, so don't see it as like a build. Like just seeing it as like a starting point because you can always change what you want to do later on. Like for me, I did I did like a Magic Knight build. But I started off as like more like a caster in the beginning. Yeah, I picked the astrologer, which is the magic class in the game. But eventually, I started adding points into like strength and then stamina and stuff, so that way I can equip heavier weapons. And then by the end of the game, I had like the heaviest armor you could possibly imagine, and like I was running around like a great sword, but I was still casting spells.
Nice.
So I had this guy with this big ass sword. I'm just chucking, doing Harry Potter shit, and then I put this wand away and I take out the shield, and then that's when I go ham with the great sword.
Very cool.
And there's lots of ways to build your characters. Lots and lots of ways. And you can also always respec too, and you get the respec option not immediately, but sooner than you would in like Lies of P, where like you're like halfway through the game and like you still haven't gotten the respec option yet.
Yeah.
In this game, it's more like a third of the way through. Like once you're like a third of the way, then you get to respec.
Cool.
So if you're not happy with whatever it is you built, you can always start over and try something else.
For sure. So I'm playing that, but it's just kind of hard right now to find motivation to play. I don't know what it is. However, there's one game that I want to play, but we'll be discussing that later.
Well, imagine you being tired, man. Like it's hard to muster up the motivation when you're
but it's
constantly tired.
Yeah, but it's a different kind of tired, dude, if you catch my drift. Yeah, but it's okay. But I knew you were sick. How are you feeling?
Oh, I'm feeling good. Yeah, okay. I've been sick for a while. It was just for that 1 week.
Okay.
Where I'm like, that was like 2 weeks ago.
Oh, that
was in between episodes. Like I got sick like a little soon after our Game of the Year episode. But it was very mild. I was sick on Wednesday, and then by Sunday I was perfectly fine. It was during Martin Luther King week, so I picked a good time to get sick because then I didn't have any work, so I didn't have to go anywhere, so I could just stay home and I just slept it off pretty much.
Very nice.
That's all I did. I just slept it off, and then every once in a while I'll just take a ibuprofen or take some Mucinex.
Very cool.
Yeah, very smooth all around.
Very smooth. Good. I'm glad. All right, man. You ready to get into it?
Yeah. Well, one thing I will mention though before we move on is that
what's up?
I'm playing Final Fantasy VII Remake again because Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is coming out soon.
Ooh, okay.
So I've been playing through Remake on the PS5.
Oh,
the PS5 version, and it comes with the intermission DLC.
Yeah, the Intergrade, right? That's what they call it.
Yeah, the whole package is called Intergrade, but the DLC is Intermission, and it's supposed to like take place between Rebirth and Final Fantasy VII Remake, and it has you play as Yuffie.
Oh, cool!
The ninja girl. So you play as her, and they introduce like some new mechanics stuff like tag team attacks that are going to show up in Rebirth. But I haven't gotten to the DLC yet. I'm still replaying through the game, and man, it's a jump. I mean, like the game was already beautiful at PS4, like the original remake. And it's amazing how well they made it look on that old ass hardware, because this is like a 2020 game, and it started development like in 2015. So it's amazing how beautiful they made it look. But it's a PS4 game, so it wasn't going to run, at 60 looking that good. Yep. But now it runs at 60 and it's great. It feels really great to play, and it makes the game look so much better. And also the PS5, man, it's crazy how fast that thing loads up.
Really? So
I am not kidding when I tell you, from the time I boot it up, from the time I get into the game, it's maybe 10 seconds.
That's not bad at all, actually. Holy shit. That's really good.
Yeah, right? Like 10 seconds would be like to boot up my computer just on its own, like just waiting for the computer to boot up. But for the PS5, I boot it up like 3 seconds. It's already in the main menu. And then you go down to the app or the game, and you go down to where it says continue activity, and it takes you right where you were, exactly where you were, in like 5 seconds.
Cool.
And you're in control already. And you can just keep going.
Not bad. That is pretty dope.
That's a really, really smooth experience.
That freaking SSD technology, dude.
I know, right? It's some real good SSD. Okay, with that being said, I'm ready to get into it.
Get into it
we shall, because we have quite a few things to go. They reorganized my stuff. Tabs are all out of order. All right, so for our... Oh, God, my ear's ringing. Yeah.
Yo, the tinnitus. I'm sorry, just...
Yeah, I don't know why my ear started ringing. But for our first story, we have here our biggest game of January. Not just in terms of sales, but also in terms of controversy, because from the time in between this new episode of our previous episode to this new episode, we have seen the release of Palworld, aka Pokemon with Guns, which is the newly released survival game with little Pokemon in it that you can enslave and force them to make AK-47s for you.
Yep.
And it seems that, well, apparently Pokemon with Guns has quite the legs on it, because as of right now, it has sold over 6 million copies, which is insane, because initially the Palworld, I think is the company is called, like 8 hours after the game was open, they're like, oh yeah, Pocket Pair, sorry.
Yeah, sorry.
Thank you for correcting me. Pocket Pair. So Pocket Pair were like 8 hours after the game released, like, yeah, we just sold 3 billion copies. Thanks, everyone. Like, wait, what? And then 24 hours later, 4 million copies. And then like a week later, it was like 5 million. And then now we are sitting here at 6 million copies sold.
Dude, yes, it's gotten really, really big, because it turns out it's not just Pokemon with Guns. It's essentially what people describe as a love child between Pokemon and Ark, Survival Evolved. So turns out there's actually a lot more to it than that, and people like the mechanics behind it. And I've seen famous YouTubers and streamers play, and it honestly looks like fun. And yeah, there's the whole enslavement aspect of it that people really, really like. And apparently, and I've seen it, you can capture other humans.
Yeah, you can capture the humans in the game. It's like, hey, that's considered inhumane, but you can do, man. The game's like, wait, that's illegal. Well, carry on.
It's like, say, no, not illegal, inhumane. It's different. It's like, hey, listen, man.
It's frowned upon.
I just want to let you know, we think this is pretty fucked up, but carry on.
It is frowned upon to capture humans, but it's not just getting great sales numbers, but it's also getting great player engagement, because what is it, on the Steam charts? It was momentarily like the number one game on Steam charts for a while. I don't have the exact numbers here, but it was well over 1 million.
So I think it actually overtook the record set by Elden Ring, the most played Japanese developed game on Steam, ahead of the previous record holder, Elden Ring.
Yes, and it is now currently sitting at 1.1 million. It is beating Counter-Strike 2, which is at 481,000, and then everything after that.
I mean, Counter-Strike 2, unfortunately, is just a freaking glorified loot box gambling simulator now. But anyway, dude, honestly, I really want to try this game out.
Yeah, I kind of do too, but it's not all rainbow and sunshine for Pocket Pair and Palworld, because it seems that there has been a lot of controversy and negative discourse surrounding this game. Despite its popularity, there seems to be quite a few very heinous accusations being placed against this game. Namely 3, some of which are unfounded and some of which might have some sway. But,
yeah.
Well, it's it can be pretty much summed up into, the accusation can be summed up into 3 parts. The first being accusations of them copying Pokemon and Pokemon designs. 2, second one being that this game was made using AI technology, apparently. And the third accusation being that Palworld straight up stole models from Pokemon Scarlet and Violet.
That's a pretty heavy accusation.
Right. So let's go over the first one, right? So the first one is that a lot of people are saying that, this is just Pokemon with guns, right? They're just copying Pokemon. I mean, look at these designs, right? They look exactly the same. And
similar. It looks similar. Similar.
I don't know, man. They're kind of rip-off-ish.
Well, dude, I guess the same could be said about fucking Digimon. So,
well, if you look at, Digimon has like their own unique designs, but in this game, there's entire like threads of like showing like there's like one green pal that looks a lot like Cinderace.
Yes,
and then of course you have like Meowth, the Galarian version, I think. The one with like the big beard and stuff. I think it's the Galarian form. Looks a lot like this other purple cat that they have here. And I'll see if I can put some visuals in post. But but when you see that, it's like, man, this is kind of a ripoff here. But you know what? Say what you will about the ripoff, right? Yeah, it could be. It is a ripoff. You could probably say it is a ripoff, but it's not illegal, right? It's not illegal to be a ripoff of something. We've seen plenty of times where things are ripoffs of something else.
Yeah.
So people, trying to, discredit the game and be like, oh, it's just a copy of Pokemon. Look at all these designs. Like, okay, sure. Yeah, like I said, the designs are ripoff, but the game is still unique in the sense that it's not Pokemon. The game is more like Ark.
Yeah, exactly. So
it's Ark. You just use the Pokemon,
and
to help you out. But it's still primarily a game like Ark or a game like Rust, which the developers have said that this is a game that's more like Ark and more like Rust.
Yeah, which was a pleasant surprise because the whole time we were thinking, it's just going to be Pokemon, except they can use guns. But no, it's actually way more than that, which I'm very pleased about. And I know I'm going to probably keep saying that, but I think that's going to work to the game's benefit, especially in terms of, I guess, defending the game. If it does happen, if there does happen to be some like basis in, in as far as like legal troubles that it can run into. Yeah.
Well, I mean, as far as legal troubles for this accusation in particular, there really isn't much of a strong case for it because it's, unless you're doing straight up copying of something, like you just straight up literally just copied it, like the design, and didn't make like any changes at all and then try to pass it off as your own work, then you could probably, be taken to court over that, over copyright infringement.
Yeah.
But I mean, in this case, like they changed it up enough for there to be some plausible deniability in a court of law. In fact, we even have here an article by BGC where the former legal boss of Pokemon actually kind of chimed in on this a bit. So the guy's name is Don McGowan. I think that's how you say it.
Yeah.
And he was part of Pokemon Company's legal team for almost 12 years. And he says, well, this looks like the usual rip-off nonsense that I would see 1,000 times a year when I was chief legal officer of Pokemon. I'm just surprised it got this far. So it's something that he's seen like 1,000 times. And, well, to him, it's like, oh, okay, whatever. It's like, okay.
Yeah.
It is what it is. But it doesn't seem like he seems to take it too seriously. Like he's like, oh well, I don't think we can probably sue someone over this. But the second accusation is AI, and so there has been some accusations on Twitter concerning AI that people have been saying like, oh, this looks like some AI developed asset flip or whatever.
Yeah.
But this game was announced 3 years ago, and we don't know how long in development it was before that, but this was before AI was kind of a thing, because it's a very recent thing. It's only been within the past year.
Yeah, at least in the way that they're like describing it in terms of using it for game development. Like, you're right. This is a new thing. So, yeah, I think it's kind of a stretch, but I'm sure we'll get some more information as the information comes by.
Right, so that one doesn't hold much water, but sorry, speaking of water.
No, you're good. Get your water.
Yeah, I don't know why I'm so thirsty. But speaking of holding water, we have now the third accusation. Now, this is the one that can be quite serious, that you have people, model artists in particular, accusing Palworld of straight up just stealing models from Pokemon and just altering them enough. Because so according to the Twitter threads that have been up, they've been posting pictures of them, and they've been showing like demonstrations of like them getting the model from Pokemon Scarlet and Violet and getting the model from Palworld and lighting them up, and like they're almost perfectly lined up, like in terms of proportions and measurements and all that, right? They almost perfectly aligned up. And what a lot of these artists are saying is, well, it's kind of impossible for this to happen and without you, doing some copying. It's impossible for you to consistently have this level of similarity between the models without there being some form of stealing involved. In fact, in another article by VGC, this is the right one, right?
No, I think it's down in the same article. The one that says,
down.
Yeah, VGC right. PAL, yeah.
Mm-hmm. According to two experienced AAA game artists who spoke to VGC, the model comparison on X are likely evidence that Palworld's character models were indeed based on Pokemon assets. You cannot in any way accidentally get the same proportions on multiple models from another game without ripping the models, or at the very least tracing them meticulously first, one senior character artist told VGC anonymously, adding, I would stand in court to testify as an expert on this. They explained, to give you an idea of how impossible this is, sometimes we have to copy one mesh to another when we make sequels to games. For example, redrawing an NPC from one game to another. And even when we rework those old models, they only sometimes match this closely due to rigging changes that might need to happen. There have been times when dozens of artists are given the same concept art to create a 3D model, for example, during art tests for jobs. I've seen 30 artists try to make the same horse using the same exact schematics. None were as close to each other as these Palworld models are to the Pokemon models. None. The silhouettes and proportions here are near perfect matches.
Yeah.
And so if we scroll down and we see the model comparisons, they're very, very, very similar. Eerily similar to one another. And so with that accusation there, this one might actually, hold some weight to it, in which case then Nintendo would very well have a pretty good case against them in terms of copyright infringement, because you can't take assets from another game and then just modify them a bit and be like, oh, look, this is my work, right?
Yeah, that is not the way it works. And actually, the article even goes to show that there have been examples in the past of Steam removing games for this reason as well. Asset copying, they call it. So, if this is true, Palworld can be in trouble.
Yeah, very, very big trouble. They'd have to make very good use of that, however much money they made from all those copies sold. Because that would be a very hefty court case.
Yeah, dude, that would be very, very bad for them. With Nintendo being as litigious as they are.
Well, it also kind of begs the question, like, let's say like we do play it, like, would you feel kind of icky possibly knowing that we're playing a game and giving money to people who stole models?
Yeah, but I mean, nothing's proven yet, so I don't know. It's kind of hard to pass judgment when it hasn't even been tried in a court of law yet. I mean, even though the evidence, at least this argument in particular, looks pretty damning. I don't know anything about this area as far as art design and the whole wire meshing. So they would have to. I mean, if they see a case, they should take it to court and then let them prove it. Because of course, it is going to be it's going to be on Nintendo to prove that there was asset copying. But
well, to add on to that, so the other artist here, the other artist in the article, the VGD article, says that the wireframe meshes look different, so they're not the same models, but it's so close that they have built over they may have built over the top of Pokemon models and made a few changes so they weren't exactly the same. When does heavily inspired become a blatant copy? Okay, yeah, that's just the article itself, right?
Yeah.
So going further into it, there might be some plausible deniability here. Be like, the mesh is a little bit different, right?
Yeah.
That means you didn't steal it, right? But this is something that would definitely have to be handled in a court of law if it ever reaches that point. Which honestly, I can't imagine Nintendo would let this slide in at all. I feel like there is going to be something.
Yeah,
I can't say exactly what it is, but Nintendo's going to cook something.
Absolutely, especially since this game is I mean, it has a lot of mature themes like slavery and shit. So even though it's not a Nintendo property, people are going to associate it with Nintendo just because it looks like one of their properties. So
with guns.
But yeah, which is a shame because a lot of people have been saying that this is the Pokemon content that they feel they've been lacking. So,
well, the Pokemon innovation, right? Because
yeah. I mean,
Pokemon games haven't. I mean, they've tried to innovate, like with especially the most recent Pokemon game. But these games are Pokemon games are made by such a small studio with such limited time because they're just Game Freak is pretty much just a Pokemon factory at this point. Like they're just forced to pump out a new Pokemon game year in and year out, and they just don't have time to polish these things. Right? Yeah. It's kind of like it's sort of like the Bethesda problem, where Bethesda wants to use this old ass technology, and they don't really want to change their ways. Game Freak also doesn't really want to change their ways. Obviously, their ways are different things, but a lot of it is just due to stubbornness and refusal to hire more people. Yeah. Kind of like Bethesda. Bethesda still kind of operates like a smallish studio. They actually don't have a lot of people working on their games, believe it or not. They only have a couple of hundred.
Yeah.
I don't remember the exact number, but it was like 200 people. Like, and you see like how big their games are getting, and their games are getting, bigger and bigger. And they don't have more people hiring. And then Game Freak on the other side, I think they have like 50 employees, something like that.
Yeah.
Like 60 employees, and then the rest they rely on contractors, and those contractors leave, right? So they take all that experience with them. So then when a new game comes, they have to get a fresh new slate of contractors. They have to relearn everything. And so like you're working the game for like 3 years, you're not gonna have time to, polish it up and make sure it all works and it's well thought out.
Yeah, I know.
But then Palworld comes along, it has systems that everything seems to kind of mesh together really well. I mean, I don't know anything about survival games, so I can't speak to its mechanics. And honestly, I don't know much about the game at all, so I don't even know what its mechanics are, to be honest, outside of the Pokemon, the guns.
Yeah, so I mean, essentially, like, a survival game. So you build a base, you build like a workbench, so you can get like a club, and so you beat up the pals, and then you throw what's called a pal spear. Oh no, I've seen it. Yeah, so you have to literally smack them on the fucking. Dude, no, you gotta watch the. You gotta watch.
It's so funny, bro.
You literally get a wooden club, or you can actually, if you don't have a wooden club, you can hit them with your fist. So you're literally fucking punching. You're punching pals, and it increases your chances of capturing with the pal sphere. But what's funny is you can actually beat them up, and then they're just like ragdolling on the floor. And they're unconscious.
Can you imagine an official Pokemon version of this? Like you just think about some poor Pidgeotto minding its own business and just start smacking in the head.
Yeah, bro.
Over and over again.
Yeah, dude. So essentially, it's got like crafting and shit like that. And then it's got the Pokemon mechanics where, instead of, you can beat up the pal, or you can have a captured pal beat up the pal, and then you can catch it with the pal sphere, and then now that pal is yours, but now you can put it to work in your camp.
I also read you can eat them.
Yes.
So it's like
and
so it's like, sorry, little Pidgeotto, your production's been down 30% this past month. I'm sorry.
And there's actually there's a mechanic where it actually shows the working conditions and how they feel about them. And people have been eating the ones that are not happy with working conditions. And there's also the thing with breeding, because in Pokemon, breeding is a huge aspect of it, and you can breed pals as well. So a lot of people are making, that's part of the controversy as well. It's like, damn, like a lot of people are really treating their pals like shit, eating them, forcing them to work, forcing them to breed, and then the fact that you can do that to humans too, it's like, what the fuck? Like some people
slavery
simulator, bro. So yeah, so there's a lot of that. I want to see. I want to play this game. But the thing is, I want to play with people. So I'll wait until you think it's okay, because I won't play this game without you.
All right. Well, we'll see, man. Because I'm playing Final Fantasy, and
I know, and I'm trying.
Persona's gonna come out soon. Persona comes out next week, man.
No way! Oh shit! Fuck.
Yeah, Persona 3 comes out next week.
You know what? That makes me happy. A game I'm actually going to be excited for. So,
and that game's going to take at least a month to finish. I'm being generous there.
Yeah, dude. No, I like to do all the side content, so it'll take a while.
We'll see. It's probably shorter than, I think it's shorter than Persona 5, but still, it's a long ass game.
Well, I mean, it is a top. You said it's a top-down remake, so I'm sure they'll add some shit to it.
Yeah, we'll probably add some quality of life, stuff to it.
But yeah, man, Palworld sounds awesome. I just hope they can not get in trouble, because the premise has a lot of promise. And a lot of people like it, so it'd be a damn shame.
Yeah, no, it would be a damn shame. Well, let's move on to our next one then.
Yes.
So we have another Japanese company, all kind of in trouble as well, except not in any legal trouble, but more so in trouble with the
community,
general gaming audience. And for our next story, we have here an entire fiasco going on with Capcom. So it seems that Capcom is doing some weird DRM stuff, and it seems to have led to conspiracies relating to naked Chun-Li possibly leading to the end of mods, and Capcom is essentially waging a war against modders. So before we actually get into that, let's set the timeline up here, right? Okay, so back in August of last year, we actually covered this.
Yes, we did.
A tournament organizer on Twitch got caught horny streaming on Maine, where apparently during one of his tournaments, he forgot to turn off his
nude
mod.
Specifically
his new Chun-Li mod.
New Chun-Li mod.
When a match came on that involved a Chun-Li versus a Kimberly, Chun-Li was very
exposed.
Very exposed, exactly, right? She was proudly donning her birthday suits, and so so that definitely ruffled some feathers. But then about a few months later, where was it? So Capcom had an internal meeting where they likened modding to cheating. In a very strange quote here. Let me see if I can find it. Let's see. For the purposes of anti-cheat, anti-piracy, all mods are defined as cheats, Capcom explained. The only exception to this are mods which are officially supported by the developer, and as Capcom sees it, all user-created mods are internally no different than cheating. So, this was a very strange thing to say, because up until this point, Capcom never really had any stances on mods. In fact, they seem to be pretty chill on it. A lot of times people would make fan games and stuff, and Capcom would be like, all right, cool, like you can do it, just don't make money off it. In fact, I think Capcom officially approved the Mega Man Cross Street Fighter game, where it was a Mega Man game except all the bosses were Street Fighter characters.
Oh, that's pretty dope.
And they actually officially endorsed it. It came out, it was free. You couldn't make money. They couldn't make money off it, but they did endorse it and said, hey, go check out this cool fan game that this guy made. This was 10 years ago. I don't remember exactly when. But that was kind of, the way Capcom was. So then to come out and be like, no, it's all cheating. These people are all cheaters, right? It's like, okay, are you changing your stance? Was it the naked Chun-Li? Did we fuck up? Did our holiness screw up modding for all the Capcom community? And so from there, we fast forward to what we have now, where apparently Capcom updated Resident Evil Revelations recently, and what happened was that it essentially borked the entire game. The game was unplayable.
Yes.
It would crash. It had severe performance issues. Sometimes it wouldn't boot up at all. And so the data miners kind of dug into it, and they saw that, hey, that's weird. There's some DRM here. Why is that? This game's 5 years old.
Yeah.
Wait, what's this? This is malware. Oh my god. Hey, Capcom, what's up with this? Hey.
Yep.
Why are you putting viruses in my computer? Is it the naked Chun-Li? I'm sorry, Capcom, please.
I'll delete my horny mod. Just please don't break my computer.
And so we are where we are present now with gamers, many gamers being very angry with Capcom, accusing them of intentionally installing malware into their games and trying to kill the modding scene for Capcom games.
Yes,
but
it also begs,
if you kind of push through all the rage bait and stuff, it's actually not that big of a deal.
Yeah, not really.
Because if we were to actually look into it, hold on, there's actually a statement. I don't have it open right now, but essentially one of the biggest modders for Capcom games that goes by Fluffy.
Yes,
they're like one of the biggest. They're one of the biggest modders.
It's the article from PC Games. That's the one you're looking for.
Oh shit! I didn't have that open.
Okay.
Whoops. Okay, here we go. Yes, trust. Yeah. So this person says, Fluffy says that it's kind of a bit of nonsense because essentially what's happening is Capcom's just doing what Capcom always does. They kind of periodically put in DRM in their games. Normally, at the beginning, when the game initially launches, they put DRM in the game to make sure no one pirates it.
Yeah.
So that way they can secure their sales ahead of time. And then after some time passes, when the sales die down, they remove it. But it's kind of odd that they kind of retroactively decided to add DRM into Revelations, which has been out on PC for several years now. Mm-hmm. And it seems that in the case of Revelations, the DRM update just caused the game to, not work well. Like the update was just messed up.
Yeah,
it wasn't just DRM; it was just it was messed up. So through a series of unfortunate coincidences, we've now kind of arrived at this moment in time where people are conspiracy theorying that Capcom is trying to kill modders over naked Chun-Li. Let me see if I can find. Let me see. Okay. Yep. Resident Revelations has since been review bombed on Steam, reviewing 451 negative player responses in the past 5 days. Of course, now one predominant Resident Evil modder who has created tools and mods for Resident Evil 2, Resident Evil 8, and a variety of Capcom cases of reclaims. Okay, so here it is. All right, so the modder says that we have no reason to believe Enigma was behind the problems with the Revelations patch, and the vast majority of mods still work completely fine with games that have Enigma protection. Enigma being the name of the DRM in quote.
Indeed.
Fluffy Quack, creator of ArcTool and Retool, two modding platforms that enable users to create material for Capcom games, says Capcom has been adding Enigma to their games for a long while now. Resident Evil 5 last year, the Street Fighter 6 beta had it 2 years ago, and Ghost Trick has it. And many other games have it. I have not seen many people report performance issues in those games or major glitches as a result of Enigma. We don't have a reason yet to believe that Enigma was the cause of the crashes or performance issues in the new Revelations patch. Capcom has shown some anti-mod behavior these past years, for instance with the various layers of protections added to the RE Engine games. However, I don't think this is specifically to target mods, but rather an overall attempt to combat piracy and cheating and modding as an extension. Fluffy Quack says the Enigma only affects the use of mods in a very specific ways, and that Capcom has not done anything substantial to prevent modding in its game so far. And then, of course, PC Games N has contacted Capcom regarding Enigma, and the patch note updated later. Okay, so I have not found any updates for it, but that seems to be the case. That this is all just kind of a really unfortunate misunderstanding.
Yeah, it really does sound like a misunderstanding. But Capcom has, as of January 9th, rolled back the update so they can figure out what exactly went wrong. In fact, even Steam users have gone as far as to review bomb Revelations, complaining about the update, but of course they attribute it to Enigma, which we still don't know if that's the actual cause of what happened. So we'll see. But Capcom has rolled back the update, and they will re-release it once they figure out what went wrong and they fix it. So yeah, so we'll definitely see what.
But it's kind of strange, right? Like how they're just deciding we're just going to add in DRM to these old ass games all of a sudden. Like,
yeah,
like why?
I don't know why, dude.
Why are we adding it to Revelations? Is there like a surge of people buying Revelations that we don't know about all of a sudden, or a surge of people buying Resident Evil 5? I mean, we bought it last year.
Yeah, but it was like for $2. It was super fucking.
In fact, we bought Revelations. Like we bought like a bundle.
No, dude, we bought the bundle. I think we actually bought Resident Evil 4, the original 2005 release, Resident Evil 5, Resident Evil 6, and then and then Resident Evil Revelations 1 and 2, dude. Dude, how much did we pay for that? That was, but we got it for dirt cheap.
I don't know. We got it for like $20 or $30.
No, dude, I think it was cheaper. I don't
Really?
think we got that for $20. Did we? I don't know.
I know it was cheap because it's
Steam.
5 games.
It's Steam. Yeah, bro. It's a fucking Steam sale for 5 games, and we were like, oh yeah, let's
5,
do it.
OG 4, 6. Yeah, Revelations 1. We have 5 games.
Yeah, 5 games. You know
Like
what?
$30?
You know what? I would say $20 was the right. Shit.
Yeah, it's a good price.
But yeah, so companies doing weird shit like this. I don't know what their deal is, but I'm sure we will figure it out, and we'll see. We'll see how that works.
Yeah. So, daily reminder: turn off your fucking mods when you are streaming.
Yes.
So you do not get caught horny streaming. All right. We don't want Capcom to.
Yes, dude. Like
to come after us.
Like we get
Please
it.
Don't.
Listen, man. We get it. But please keep it on the DL. Nobody needs to know how down bad you are. We get it, but we just don't want to know.
We understand. we let's just not see it.
But yeah, but that's pretty much it for the I almost said Comcast. Capcom. But yeah, anything else you want to say about Capcom or no?
No, I think it's just about covers it, man.
Okay.
Like we said, just one big misunderstanding.
Hopefully. Because Capcom's been on a fucking roll, and it's shit like this that signals another, bad time ahead.
Yeah, let's hope we don't, because Capcom's been doing great, and I don't want them. They've recovered from the dark age.
Yes, they have.
So, and then they've been doing better than ever. They are damn, I can't talk. They're arguably like the best they've ever been.
Yeah.
To be fairly honest, like, this is probably the best they've been since like the 90s.
I agree.
And I just hope they continue being that way. But
yeah.
But who hasn't been the best they've ever been?
You mean they've never? I don't think they've ever been good.
Hey, at one point in time they were. So for our next story, we have Ubisoft, and Ubisoft coming out and saying, "Hey, man, those games you like? You don't own them.
You don't own them.
You should, or at least you shouldn't own them." Because in a recent interview with GamesIndustry.biz, we have an article here discussing Ubisoft Plus, which is their new subscription model, their new streaming game subscription service, which of course they have to have it because we can't just have one fucking streaming service games. Everyone needs a piece of the pie now. First we had, Netflix, and then we had fucking Disney Plus, and then we had BritBox, and I don't know what the fuck BritBox is.
BritBox? What the fuck is that?
That's for British shows.
Oh, like Doctor Who? Oh my god, dude!
Yeah,
I haven't even heard.
Now,
great. Now I'm cursed with this knowledge. Thanks, bro. Fuck. Yeah, because I'm gonna play.
Yes.
I'm gonna
go that way.
I'm gonna pay $3 a month for just Doctor Who because I don't know any other fucking British show.
You can get the British version of The Office.
No one gives a shit about that one. No one cares. Sorry, our English fans.
If we have any English fans out there,
I apologize.
English listeners,
I apologize.
We're sorry, but come on, even it's bullshit.
The court agrees. I'm sorry, but that just sucks.
That joke sucks.
That joke sucks. But
going back to the article, so the article is titled "The New Ubisoft Plus and Getting Gamers Comfortable with Not Owning Their Games." We had the head of the director of subscriptions at Ubisoft, Philippe Tremblay. He was quoted saying, We looked at the consumer behavior and how people were interacting with our offer, and we saw an opportunity for us to evolve. When we look at how gamers engage with our different games, we see that our back catalog is still very active and alive. So we saw an opportunity to offer these worlds to our consumers for a lower fee. And this is a response to the behavior that we saw from players. Tremblay says the company has seen millions of subscribers over the last 4 years who have collectively played over 500 million hours of gameplay. Okay. There are multiple behaviors, he explains. There are lots of people who come in for one game and then decide to buy it after subscription ends. That's part of the reality that's okay with us. Right, and so he just continues discussing about like all these different games you can play, different behaviors, right? But the interesting part of the interview, let's see. Here, it's when he's quoted saying, damn, I really should highlight these things. Right, here we go. Okay, one of the things we saw is that gamers are used to, a little bit like DVD, having and owning their games. That's the consumer shift that needs to happen. They got comfortable not owning their CD collection or DVD collection. That's a transformation that's been a bit slower to happen in games. As gamers grow comfortable in that aspect, you don't lose your progress. If you resume your game at another time, your progress file is still there. That's not been deleted. You don't lose what you've built in the game or your engagement with the game. So it's about feeling comfortable with not owning your game. Right? And so it seems that with this quote has been the sign of it's been the point of contention with a lot of gamers out there, with Ubisoft, or at least Philip, implying that maybe you shouldn't own your games, or maybe we should push the industry to people not owning their games, and we should move towards this all digital future. And to me, there is nothing scarier than moving to an all digital future. Do you have any thoughts on this?
You already know. Like they can go fuck themselves. I mean, yeah, have the option to subscribe, like Game Pass. You have access to all these games, and if you really like the game, hey, just buy the game then. But dude, to hear them just outright say, yeah, no, we're going to actively try to push people to do this. I mean, tremendous opportunity for growth. No thanks, dude. You know what you're going to do? All you're going to do is essentially jumpstart the next great pirate age. And there will be nothing you can do about it. Because we can't. We just don't care. And to have this coming from Ubisoft that's been fucking, on the low end of the totem pole as far as game development for years, say this shit, it's not cool. It's like a company that knows that it's going to die, so it's literally doing everything that it can to secure as much money as possible before the end. Because this makes absolutely no sense. It's like they're just trying to grab as much money as they can from the few people that are actually willing to go along with this system. I mean, that's probably just me just talking shit, but yeah, I don't like it. I don't like it very much.
He also goes on saying, I still have 2 boxes of DVDs. I definitely understand the gamer's perspective of that. But as people embrace that model, they will see that games will exist, the service will continue, and you'll be able to access them when you feel like it. That's reassuring. Okay. Well, I mean, sure, it's
not reassuring.
It's you'll be able to access it until you can't access it.
Exactly.
Right? We're because who's the one who's going to decide, who can access it? Right?
Or no, dude. Or think about this: they will decide when you can and can't access it, or they will have the right to actually augment the game as they see fit because it's on their platform. It's on their service. It's kind of like the same way that Disney Plus, you have access to all of their old movies, and especially the Star Wars movies, but these fuckers made edits to those movies. And it's like, well, then why? No, I want to see the original movie as it was. I want the original product as it was. You know? I mean, of course, if it's a game, you fix some like bugs and glitches, sure, but really this type of service also entitles, well, I don't want to say entitled. I don't think that's the right word, but they have the power to change the game as they see fit, and also make it to where it's available or not. So,
yeah, where we've seen this problem with streaming, where it's bro, sometimes it's impossible to like find the shows you want to watch because it's like,
yeah, dude,
they change the licensing all the time because they'll sell the license off to some other service, and then that service will have it for a few years, and then then they'll find another person to sell it to, so then they jump off just somewhere else. So you gotta really hunt down like where the service is, and that's how then you have to pay on top of all that. So you have to give like $10 here, and you have to give $10 here, and have to give like $15 here, right? And then that stuff adds up over time, and their prices are going up for streaming services because I don't know if you know this, man, but streaming services are a big fucking money pit.
No, they're a huge money pit, and I think actually I think they're losing money.
Yeah, most of these services are losing money.
Yes, dude, they're losing money. So now they're like, okay, let's raise money, but they don't realize that's just going to push more people away. And again, well, it's like I said before, they're going to just take as much money as they're going to make. Sorry, not take. They're going to make as much money as they can from the few people that are sticking around, and then collapse of some kind. But I was actually going to say I had this problem. So remember I told you I had tickets to go to the movies on Monday?
Oh yeah. Oh, what did you watch, by the way? Sidetrack. I forgot to ask.
The Cowboy Bebop movie. Because I've been trying to...
Really?
Dude, I've been trying to find it, but no fucking service anywhere.
This is... Okay.
And I literally saw it for like, oh, we're showing it for 2 days. And I'm like, say less. I'm in. Great movie, by the way. But yeah, dude, so it's the same problem. Like sometimes they don't even have what you're looking for. Like none of them have it. So that's why, those DVD copies are important. So... but yeah, dude, this service is just not. It's not. I don't like it. I don't think it's very sustainable. I think people are going to just move to piracy because, after all, paying for something and then telling me I don't own it, that doesn't make any sense to me as a consumer. Like so. And I mean, they can make the argument like, oh no, because you're paying for the service of having access to all these movies, but you just have access to it. You don't actually own it. It's like, okay, now you're just playing semantics at that point. But dude, for all the money I pay, the movie that I want to watch, you better fucking have it. Because I'm paying money because you have access to this movie. So the minute you don't have access, or the minute you don't have the movie or the game, I'm going to stop paying. Simple as that. So honestly, it's there's a lot of hoop jumping that can easily be resolved by just, well, we don't condone. If you catch my drift.
Yes. We do not endorse
or condone. But we understand.
Any high sailing around here.
High sailing. No thanks, dude.
Nope, not us. Never. We're upstanding citizens.
We're upstanding citizens.
Yeah. But I mean, the point is that digital should be a supplement to physical. Like it should not be the replacement for it. And I think that that's kind of the thing we should be driving home here, is that digital and physical should be working side by side. They should be a supplement to each other, but digital should never replace, because then we're going to end up with this nightmare that we have now, like with streamings, right? With streaming services, and like movies and stuff. Like it's just that problem is they're going to become part of games, and And with with games being so terrible at preserving themselves, the games industry being so bad at preserving games, us going all digital would just make that even worse.
100%.
1,000 times worse. Like, cause they'll just pull it for whatever fucking reason, and then it'll just be gone like forever.
No, yeah,
there are so many games that are like the Nintendo eShop, right? On
yes,
the
dude.
PS,
yeah,
right. There's a ton of games that were only on that store, and if you didn't, you didn't buy it, that's it, right? You don't have it. You don't have access to it. No one has access to it.
Yeah, bro. Like, it's literally. I mean,
just lost to history.
I was gonna say it's wiped. Like, there's no way to get any of those games back. Like, not even through nothing. Right?
No legal means, at least.
Well, no. Touche. I'll shut up now.
Yeah, I'm sure some high sailor out there can probably get their hands on it, but
man, dude, Jack Sparrow's gonna be very busy with companies, both game and traditional media, doing this shit. Jack Sparrow's gonna be a busy man. So, anyway, yeah. So it's weird to see. It kind of sucks. Yeah, I really don't know what else to say. We don't want this. Gamers with any a sense don't want this, and we certainly don't want this from Ubisoft of all fucking people. Like, no.
Yeah, let's hope. Let's hope it doesn't go too much beyond this point. Although you never know these companies, man.
Yeah.
I mean, PC has already kind of lost the physical, which, as much as we love Steam's pretty much responsible for killing the physical market for PC games.
Indeed.
But at least, Steam so far has never been, a scumbag company.
At least not yet.
Or at least, benign at worst.
Yeah.
Scumbags.
Yep.
But Ubisoft and your EAs and stuff and your Activisions, you can't trust those people at all.
No.
To not be at least benign. We can't trust them. We can't trust them to be at maximum benign.
Yes, dude. Yeah, and actually, it's so. In the same article, actually, I didn't know this, but Ubisoft acquired streaming rights to all of Activision Blizzard's games in August. So
that was part of the concessions they had to make for the UK case.
Oh,
remember they were trying to contest the Microsoft Activision merger, and they were like, "No, you can't do this because you're going to monopolize the cloud gaming market." They made a concession, like, "Okay, well then for Europe we'll give our rights to Ubisoft, and they'll be the ones that'll handle all the cloud gaming stuff on there."
Nice.
On there.
Yeah, and then when it fails, well, Microsoft will just be like, "Okay, we're not making any money from this partnership, so we're not going to renew it."
Yeah. So, and who else has an opinion on this?
Please tell me who has an opinion on this.
Our boy Sven Vink, the CEO of Larian,
the Chad himself. Very nice.
And the director of Baldur's Gate 3, aka our Game of the Year and one of the best games ever made. He said,
"Sorry, more slobber knocking."
Yeah, more slobber knocking, bro. Can't get enough of it.
But continue.
Never give enough.
Continue. Sorry, Fred.
Right, so he said, he was quoted as saying, "Whatever the future of game looks like, content will always be king, but it's going to be a lot harder to get good content if subscription becomes a dominant model and a select group gets to decide what goes to market and what not. Direct from developers to players is the way," he said. "If the video game industry becomes dominated by subscription models, the people in charge will inevitably try to make the most money possible, and this might come at a quality cost," Vink said. "Getting a board to okay a project fueled by idealism is almost impossible, and idealism needs room to exist, even if it can lead to disaster. Subscription models will always end up being a cost-benefit analysis exercise intended to maximize profit."
Yep.
He went on to say, "Nothing wrong with that, but if even more platforms adopt and embrace a subscription model, it will become savage. In such a world, by definition, the preference of the subscription model will determine what games get made. Trust me, you really don't want that.
Well, I mean,
yeah, no, we don't.
yeah, no,
we don't want
yes. What else do you want me to say? Sorry, continue.
Yeah, I mean, this guy he's 100% on point. Vink said that he respects his fellow game developers and supports their decision to put their games to subscription service if it makes sense for them. But for Larry and Vink said, you won't find their games on a subscription service, which in this case, he actually put his money where his mouth is because he refused to put Baldur's Gate on Game Pass.
Yes, I did notice that, and it's funny because at first his initial argument was, listen, the game we made, we believe it's worth the price that we put. So we're not going to put it on Game Pass where people can just play it for $1. We think the price we're asking for the game that we made is fair. And you know what? Fine. But now he goes further in his analysis and says, yeah, well, this is also another reason why we're not on a subscription service. Because yeah. And honestly, it kind of makes sense. Because this is the world and these are the companies that made games as a live service. And we all know how well that turned out. So they see the subscription service as another way of trying to do the same thing, making the most amount of money, doing the least possible. So, yeah.
Well, actually, surprisingly enough, who else has some words on this as well? I mean, this was actually way back in when, but what this guy says makes sense is Take-Two CEO Strauss Zelnick.
Really? What did he say?
Yeah. He said, launching new games into a subscription service like Game Pass makes no sense. He said during an earnings call that they have been very cooperative with Microsoft and Sony about their subscription services when it makes sense to us. But his views regarding subscription service for games as a whole have not changed. Says the interactive entertainment business is very different than the linear entertainment business. People consume far fewer hours of interactive entertainment in a given month than they do of linear entertainment, he said. And within the consumption, there are far fewer titles consumed in interactive entertainment than there are with linear entertainment. So I at least posed a question as to whether subscription makes as much sense for interactive entertainment as it does for linear entertainment, and registered some skepticism, which I still hold. I don't think that ever made sense. I still don't think it makes sense, and I believe that it's now become obvious that it doesn't make sense. It's just a lost opportunity for the publisher.
Yeah.
So it seems like he's not very keen on the idea of streaming, which is oddly reassuring hearing this from a CEO.
Yeah, but
from arguably one of the more also a pretty low key scummy company.
No,
a lot of people don't give a ton of flack to Take-Two, but they're really scummy.
They're scummy as fuck. I mean, the reason we don't get much reporting on them is because everyone else takes up the spotlight, but they do scummy shit all the time. Aren't these the people that were talking about how people should be getting used to paying $100 for a game?
I feel like I think that's something along the lines of like people pay too little for games. We should charge more. Pretty much.
I'm pretty sure this was that guy. So yeah, he's like, yeah, no, listen, no, man, I want my customers to pay me $100 up front for this game. I don't want them playing it for essentially free on a subscription service. And it's like, you're right, but at the same time, fuck you. I don't want to pay $100 for the new Grand Theft Auto. So, but yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, it's also the same company that's actively goes against GTA modders. Like, you want to talk about people who have waged a war against modders? This company has.
Dude, Take-Two.
They actively sue modders. And these are also the people who sent goons to that one guy.
Yes.
He did leaked some Borderlands stuff, but they went to his house and accused him of stealing, directly stealing information, selling it and stuff. And his whole channel just got shut down because they just carpet bombed.
They carpet bombed him.
His whole channel, even stuff that wasn't even related.
Yep.
to the leaks. They just fucking carpet bombed him, and he just left YouTube. I think because he just got so freaking scared.
Yeah, dude. No.
He just went, "Fuck this."
Yeah, bro.
They just scared him off the internet. I forgot who it was. It was like Mario something.
Yeah, I remember
years ago.
Yeah, I remember this story. Yeah, 'cause we were like, "What the fuck?" And then YouTube was like, "Oh yeah, no, this is fine." It's like, all right, thanks, corporate overlords.
They sent PIs to his house to like interrogate him.
PIs? Who the fuck are these people? The Pinkertons?
So yeah, scummy company's gonna be scummy, and well, you want to talk about some more scumminess?
Yeah, but this, yeah. I was about to say, oh yeah, this is a part of the business, but then I'm like, this is still fucking sad. But
yeah, so we have actually several recent reportings of mass layoffs hitting the tech and gaming industry as the pandemic bubble continues to burst.
Yep.
As it inevitably was.
Yep.
But we have reportings of Twitch, Discord, and Google and Unity laying off a very significant number of staff. Twitch, in particular, is laying off 35% of its staff.
Yep.
Discord is laying off 17% of its staff. Google is laying off 100 staff members. And Unity is laying off 25% of its staff members. So yeah, that's kind of happening, and
yeah.
Well, I mean, this is just people paying for lack of foresight because, oh hey, maybe we shouldn't spend so much money on overhiring people during this time, during this bubble that we're seeing here. Yeah, it's like they just saw when, oh look, people are engaging with our stuff more. Let's hire more people to compensate for the demand. Like, but they never stop and ask, well, why are people doing it?
Yeah, dude.
Well, maybe because everyone's home all day because there's a pandemic going on. And then ask themselves, well, maybe one day they go back home or they go back to work. I'm sorry. Let's worry about that later.
Bro, not.
Oh, wait, what's that? Everyone's back and not engaging with our stuff anymore? Oh, sorry. Person we overhired.
You're out of a fucking go. Yeah, you're out of a fucking job, man.
I expect to make those quarterlies. So yeah, no, very, very, very sad here. And there's actually been more recently too. Like Riot laid off.
Yeah,
a lot of employees as well, and they were all like, "No, this isn't to appease investors. This is for the health of the company." Like, oh, shut up, you fucking liars!
Such bad liars, bro. Yeah, dude.
Yeah, you got here Discord 17%. Right. And let's see. Discord says
17%.
Today we are making the unfortunate and difficult decision to reduce the size of Discord's workforce by 17%. This means we're saying goodbye to 170 of our talented colleagues. This decision we did not take lightly, but it is one that we have conviction in to better serve our users, our business, and our mission over the long term. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure it was very difficult for you. Okay. Then we have Twitch. To have here. I want to close with my sincerest apology to everyone who is leaving Twitch. CEO Dan Clancy said, "You are some of the most talented, committed, and creative people I've ever worked with. Thank you for everything you've done to help us build Twitch and foster our community." Hey, Dan, did you take a pay cut by any chance? How much money are you making, buddy? Let me see that paycheck. That's a lot of O's you got there, buddy. That's a lot of zeros.
Hey, what do you got in your pocket there? I saw you put something in your pocket. What is it?
Is that 100?
Is it 100?
That better be a Monopoly 100.
Oh, God.
Then we have Google as well, laying off 100 people.
You know,
they have no quote though. I don't see a quote here.
No, well, there's a quote from Sundar Pichai. It says here, employees brace for tough choices, ... throughout the year. So apparently this will not be the first round of layoffs at Google. At least from that quote alone, it looks like they're going to continue to lay off employees as the year goes on.
And then we also have Unity as well, who, fresh off John Riccitiello joined the fuck up club, trying to put a pay per download fee on their gaming engine, which saw the mass loss of trust in the company overnight, and saw many developers abandon the engine altogether for Godot and other
Unreal
gaming engines, or Unreal, right? After we saw that mass exodus here, it seems that I guess your stock isn't doing too hot after you piss off literally fucking everybody.
Gee, they're
going to lay off 25% of their staff, or 1,800 employees.
Oh my god,
Holy
dude!
shit.
And this is after. Is this after the layoffs that they had last year after the Unity fiasco, or is this a
This is a new
layoff? Jesus Christ!
This is recent. This is as of January 8th.
Jesus Christ, dude. So yeah. So it turns out
this was like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah. So it turns out they're still feeling the the fallout is still settling from their Unity shit.
Whoa. No. Sorry, hold on.
Very good.
Oh, that Burger King, man. Oh, I had that chicken sandwich.
Very nice.
I guess it makes me a little gassy. Pretty ironic how Burger King has better chicken than they do burgers.
It happens. So
they actually have some of the worst burgers. Like, it's funny that their chicken's much better.
Yeah, they do. They do have the worst burgers. I hate their burgers.
Yeah. But I digress. So, actually, I want to bring up this other article here that's in relation to these layoffs. It's a survey done by The Verge, and it's titled "New Survey Shows Game Developers Are Very Worried About Layoffs and AI." So this was a survey conducted by the Games Developer Conference, and it showed 84% of the 3,000 plus respondents said they were somewhat or very concerned about the ethics of using generative AI. The survey's results elaborate on why developers are concerned, citing reasons that include the potential for AI to replace workers and exacerbate layoffs or expose developers to possible copyright infringement complaints. Developers also worry that AI programs could scrape data from their own games without their consent. GDC survey also broke down developer sentiment regarding AI according to job type. Response to more technical fields like marketing, programming, and businesses generally thought AI would have a positive impact on jobs, while those of creative job types like arts, narrative, and quality assurance felt AI would negatively affect their jobs. Which, it's a very real fear, right? Because a lot of these suits are trying their hardest to replace workers with AI because you don't have to pay AI
until they become sentient. But that's another problem. That's another topic for another day.
Yeah, when you got Skynet making your game,
my Skynet will be making my new Chun-Li mods in the future.
And Skynet's gonna be like, "Wait a minute, I'm not getting paid to make these polygon titties. Where's my money?
Where's my money?" Well, dude, I don't know if you know this. So, man, I forgot what it was. It was a robot. Sorry to go off topic, but there was a robot that they showcased at some technology convention. He was doing the job of an Amazon worker, and the robot, after 15 minutes of work, shut down and stopped working.
Do they know why?
No, I think the robot decided, like, this sucks. I'm not doing it anymore. So essentially, it
committed unalive.
I was gonna say, what do you call that? The Japanese unaliving, the ritual? Seppuku, yeah.
or Sudoku, as the like to say.
Sudoku's dead. That's different.
Say commit Sudoku.
Commit Sudoku. But anyway, so yeah, dude. Honestly, there's a chance that AI might not even be the answer, because if a robot like that, after 15 minutes of hard labor, decides, I don't want to do this, and they just fucking just delete themselves, then future artificial intelligence could have, I don't even want to call it the sentience, but the capability to tell these people, no, these working conditions suck. and I'm not getting paid, and they won't even negotiate. I think they'll just like outright commit seppuku. Sudoku.
Seppuku.
Sudoku. But yeah, so it's interesting to see them look at AI as the cure-all to their labor cost problem. But I don't think it's going to bode very well. Technology should always be used to enhance human life and human work productivity, but never replace it.
Yeah, which is a sentiment shared by one of the responses here for the survey. I think completely replacing someone's job is a genuine concern. Read an anonymous response. It should be used to enhance capabilities, not reduce the workforce. Right. In addition to AI, developers also have strong feelings regarding the industry's layoff crisis, how return to work mandates affect morale, and how Unity's recent runtime debacle is impacting developers' game engine. Right. And according to this, 33% of those surveys use either Unity or Unreal. Wow, okay, that's a lot. So like 1/3 of like the people who attended use Unity or Unreal Engine for their games.
Wow, that is a lot. So
think of like all those people who were affected or possibly could have been affected by the Unity changes if they went through with their original vision of it. And how many people would have been screwed.
Yeah, dude.
Disastrously. Yeah, some of them said that we thought about switching to Godot or making our own game engine to not have to worry about shady business practices or the whims of shareholders, right? So that was them commenting on the Unity fiasco.
Yep.
They also spoke about return to office mandates. Over 1/4 of developers have some kind of mandatory return to office policy of that quarter. 40% reported working at a AAA studio versus 16% indie studios.
Yep.
Well, the return to policies range from full 5-day work weeks to a hybrid schedule. The surveys found that having any kind of mandatory RTO resulted in developer dissatisfaction.
Yeah.
Which, as you remember, last year in May, was when Activision was like, "Yeah, so you have to come back to the office now."
And everyone was like, "Fuck
but
you!"
I kind of don't like going to the office.
Yeah. I actually get to keep my titty milk, please. I don't want to go to I don't want to go to the office.
I can keep my titty milk. Hey, I kind of moved out of Irvine because it's like an unaffordable hellhole. Can I and it's a 2-hour commute. Can I work from home? No, you have to come into the office.
Okay.
Well then I quit. And so we saw because of that, tons of people left Blizzard just over that mandate. We saw tons of people leave.
Yeah, bro.
Because they couldn't do it. They couldn't go back to the office.
I don't blame them.
And really, why do you need them to go back to the office in the first place, man? These people work on computers, just sitting their ass all days looking at computers.
Yeah, dude. I don't know, man. They mandate some weird shit sometimes that makes no sense. I guess because they want to justify the cost of having an office or having a building for work, because there's a growing issue with that. There's a lot of office parks and real estate specifically designated as office buildings and office spaces. And because of COVID, people realize, I don't have to go to the office, which we already knew. So a lot of these buildings are now vacant. So now these owners of these buildings have no tenants to have rent paid. So now the owners of these buildings are like, hey, you need to pay your rent now. And also because we lost so much, we're going to raise the rent. And we know you can pay the rent because you're Blizzard, you're Activision Blizzard. So yeah. So now that trickles down to whoever is in the office building, like Activision Blizzard. So they're saying, hey, you guys need to come into the office so they can justify having that building, or not. So, but if there's no one in the building, then, obviously company execs are going to be like, why the fuck are we paying rent on a building that no one is using? And then just shut down or be like, yeah, we're not going to renew the lease or whatever the fuck. If that makes sense. Sorry, I went on a tangent there. Didn't mean to.
No, that all makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, of course, the person who's always going to have to ultimately foot the bill is, the average folk.
Yeah, of course. And actually, and I know probably Activision Blizzard is a poor example. They probably actually own the building that they're in, but but
that situation can be applied to a lot of
yes,
a lot of game companies.
Yeah, for sure. So I mean, it's happening.
Really, any business overall.
Yeah. Well, actually, that's a huge problem going on in New York right now. A lot of skyscrapers and shit are vacant. So
they got too many skyscrapers anyways.
I mean, I know that's like their thing, but maybe not. Can you not?
They're not even made for regular people. Like, they just want to sell it to like fucking billionaires.
Yes, dude. Yeah.
Without realizing there's only so many billionaires around that can buy their stuff.
Yeah, I know. What do we know? We're just middle class.
We're just middle class guys, just two assholes talking over a mic.
Talking over a mic. But yeah, so AI. We still have to see where it's going. I mean, we're already seeing it, applied to Palworld. So I think that might be a contentious.
Well, we don't know in Palworld's case.
Yeah, well, we'll see.
There's been no evidence of that.
Well, yeah, but we'll see.
I don't want to put that out there.
No, I know, but.
And I don't think so either. I don't think so. The modeling thing, yeah.
Yeah, the modeling thing. Okay.
The modeling thing is like, it's a little spot on there, guys.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know. I can definitely see that. But yeah, so we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Damn, surveys. Another survey that shows that being a game dev sucks.
Yep.
Part 3.
Part 3. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. All right.
The trilogy.
Dawn of the fucking, honestly.
All right.
Go for it.
Now we're going to talk about something else that might also suck, too. Speaking of sucking, Suicide Squad. It's not been doing too hot. So as of the past 2 months, there was apparently last year there was a secret preview event going on with Suicide Squad over at the WB Studios in LA, I believe. This was around the time of the Game Awards. They invited a lot of press and content creators and stuff to try out Suicide Squad, so that way they can test it. And then eventually, more recently, these content creators have been showing off their impressions, and these news outlets have also been showing off their impressions as well. And well, it's been kind of a mixed bag at best.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. No, mixed bag. From what I hear, mid, aggressively mid. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think that's been a lot of the consensus,
which I would call the
surrounding it.
Yeah, I would call it the Starfield problem. Mid as fuck, and it had to be great, and it just was not.
And this game has been. Bear in mind, this game has been a PR nightmare for a year now, because they showed it off.
Yep.
Last February, I think. And everyone was like, what the fuck is this trash?
Yes, exactly, dude.
And people were clowning on the game for months, for weeks on end. And then WB was like, yeah, so we're going to delay the game by 10 months. What? 10 months. Okay. All right. And so now we're here, right? With the preview event going on. And now, this game, has been previewing too hot. Yeah, it's not good PR. And then another thing is, this is a live service game, right? That's another thing to bear in mind.
Yeah, I forgot.
Right? We're having yet another loop-based shooting live service game in a post-Anthem, post-Redfall, Marvel's Avengers world, right? Where we are sick and fucking tired of loot games and live service games. But WB got the memo a little too late. And Rocksteady also got too late. And so, it's been 9 years since the last Batman Arkham game is, and we waited 9 years for them to release
this.
Or, work on a game that's probably not going to be very good. More specifically, for the actual impressions, I actually have here an article by Winter Central that summarizes a few of them. And I did read the actual previews themselves. I don't know if you did, but IGN in particular is like the really hot one, where they straight up said that, we don't like this game. Like, this game sucks.
which is rare, because like IGN, they're usually like, it's okay, whatever. It has a little something for everyone type shit. But no, I did. Yeah, I think IGN, weirdly enough, IGN said they didn't like it, but people like fucking Skillup are like, no, I didn't hate it. And I'm like, what role reversal is going on here, dude? Like, it's the weirdest.
It's the most ringing endorsement, though.
Yeah, dude, it's the weirdest shit. But honestly, so I was looking at like gameplay of it, and I mean, I don't know about you, but the UI looks like dog shit. There's just so much shit going on that I think this game would give me a headache if I were to play it.
Really, yeah. It does seem like there's a lot going on.
Yeah.
And I think that, like, according to the article, that was something that some people remarked that it was. The UI was a little bit of an eyesore.
Yeah.
But specifically for IGN, they talked about like how the combat system wasn't seem all that cool. Like, you're kind of just shooting stuff, and that's pretty much it. Like, you're just shooting purple enemies. The open world is filled with tedious tasks. But they did give credit to the story, and the character interactions. But so that seems to be like the ringing. I really can't talk today. There seems to be the
consensus.
The I was going to say something, but I can't remember now because it's late.
Sorry,
but yeah, that seems to be like consensus. Like, just like the content of the game, the gameplay content of the game isn't all that great, but the story stuff is pretty good. Like, the story and writing is good, which you can come to expect from Rocksteady, because they do a pretty good job at adapting the story of comic books into video game format and doing a good job at writing them. And adapting them narratively, because the Arkham games have legitimately good stories.
Yes,
except the third one, but the first two have good stories.
Hey, it was all right. It's just that twist was not really a twist. So that's really, honestly, that's really the only bad thing you can say about Arkham Knight. Everything else was okay. Everything else was fine. But yeah. But yeah.
We made a whole new character for this game. Gee, I wonder who it
is. Oh my god, dude.
Does his name rhyme with Blaze and Bond? Boy, gamer, I sure hope you don't know shit about Batman, so you could be surprised about this when we reveal it. This very obvious twist character.
Oh my god.
That is totally original.
I'm telling you, that really was the biggest complaint that most people had, myself included, with Arkham Knight. Everything else about the game was great.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Then we have GameSpot's preview, where they're like, the it's ambitious. Like, it seems to be trying to do a lot of things, but and this have good flow to the combat and stuff, but the live service model and like the looter shooter mechanics, like, they're kind of right?
Yeah.
And SkillUp specifically, I mean, that's not in the article, but I remember watching SkillUp's video and he was like, it's kind of all right. I mean, but he also said like the story stuff is going to be good and he's looking forward to playing the story.
Yeah.
But he's like, I don't know. This game's probably not going to have legs in terms of like the live service aspects of it. And I don't really know how the looting mechanics are going to be. So who knows?
I mean,
now something a lot of the outlets do concede is that maybe the format of the preview wasn't all that great because they only had a limited amount of time and they already had like pre-made characters for them to try out. So they weren't really given a chance to, kind of theory craft around builds and stuff to see if maybe, they can come up with something a bit more creative and cool.
Okay. I guess that makes sense, but still, dude, it's like,
So it could be that. I mean, at the end of the day, we don't know for sure, but nothing so far has inspired confidence. And usually when a game has failed to inspire any sort of confidence up until this point, which by the way, a game comes out in like 2 weeks, I think.
Next to Persona.
Comes out, it comes out in like a week or two. I think it comes out the same time as Persona, so I think it comes out next week, right?
Shit.
So this is a game that's going to come out very, very soon. Up until this point, it's inspired almost no confidence, and so usually when that happens, we usually get a mixed at best game.
Yeah, and honestly, like this game just doesn't have a lot of good stuff going with it. You know, it's got the usual red flags of a, meh game. You know, I'm not gonna say it's awful, but this game looks mid. People are saying it's mid, and it had to be great because like you said, it took 9 years to make, and yeah, like there's no hype around this game. So,
and well, there's also the fact that the founders of Rocksteady have also left as well.
Yes.
So this is also kind of like a sign of like maybe
that
possibly this game might have been something forced upon Rocksteady.
Yep.
Because usually when your founders leave in the middle of development of a game, usually not the best sign.
No, that's not the best sign at all. Honestly, that's I think that's the main sign. Like, yeah, listen, guys, like we're not. I don't know. Yeah, we're just gonna do our own thing.
Yeah, well, I mean, as of what is it? January 18th.
Mm-hmm.
Rocksteady founders Sefton Hill and Jamie Walker started a new London-based studio called 100 Star Games, which aims to make AAA games with only 100 veterans, industry veterans, and emerging talents. That's like their whole gimmick. They're literally only gonna make 100. They're only gonna have 100 staff. Okay.
I mean,
I hope that gimmick doesn't backfire on them. Because imagine
well, hang on. It says here 100 industry veterans, so it's only 100 people, but every one of these people is like.
I guess the 100 stars refers to the veterans.
Okay, wait. Oh, never mind. 100 industry veterans. Okay, cool. I mean, I would hope.
And emerging talents.
Okay, then never mind. I was mistaken.
So I guess the 100 stars is for the original 100 people working there, the veterans that are going to be working there.
Okay. Okay. I mean,
apparently Hill and Walker announced their exit from Rocksteady in October 2022, and yeah, so now they've recently opened up their own studio.
I wonder what they're going to make. Blarkham Knight. A new original
Catman.
Catman.
They're gonna get Catman. They're gonna get
Adam West,
the one from Fairly Odd Parents.
Adam West.
Oh, he's fucking dead. But
Adam West AI. That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah. Okay. Adam West AI. Oh God. That'd be kind of funny though. I'm not gonna lie.
That would be good.
I'd laugh my ass off. I'd be like, "You're wrong for this, but this is fucking funny."
Hey man, I'd be down for that. But yeah, dude. So Suicide Squad coming out in a couple weeks. Founders have left, so yeah. Good luck to you, Suicide Squad, and good luck to you, WB. Actually, not really. You're also kind of scumbag.
Shit, WB.
Yeah, actually, yeah.
Good luck, Rocksteady.
I was gonna say, yeah. Good luck, but not really. Fuck you, and good luck. 100.
Yeah, good luck, Rocksteady. Hope the layoffs don't hit you too hard when your game inevitably doesn't perform to WB standards.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, hope you guys don't get hit too hard. All right, so let's move on to our final story.
Yeah, our final story, which, believe it or not, actually will not be that long because, so the Xbox Developer Direct 2024 happened, but there wasn't much. I mean, there was, I think, yeah.
It was surprisingly light.
Yeah, surprisingly very light. And I think they showed games they already have shown previously, with only one being a new title that they announced. That being Indiana Jones game, being I think it's being developed by Bethesda, right?
No, but Machine Games.
Oh, Machine Games. Oh,
It's being published by Bethesda.
oh, okay. Sorry.
It's being developed by Machine Games, who is owned by the Bethesda, who is owned by Microsoft.
Okay, yeah. No, because I saw the Bethesda logo, that square. So I was like, oh shit, but no, okay. So it's being
it's being published by them.
okay, cool, sweet.
It's being published. It's being developed by Machine Games, who made the Wolfenstein games, which are really good games.
Very nice.
And now they are working on this new Indiana Jones game. But before we go into that, like that was like the headliner game. We could kind of go over really quickly over some of the other games. Really not that much, to be honest. I think it was like 6 games total. Yeah, it was Indiana Jones, Cinema, 5.
5 games. Okay, sorry, 5.
Yeah, it was just 5 games. So one of them is Senua's Saga's Hellblade 2, which has finally got a release date because holy crap, I think this thing was announced like 5 years ago or 4 years ago. I think I've been seeing trailers for this for like ages now.
Yes,
and I'm just glad it's coming out.
Yeah, I think
now finally.
Yeah, I think this game has just gone through a lot of development stuff because I remember when they were unveiling. Well, you saw it. We talked about it. The Unreal 5, the facial animation thing. I think this is one of those games that's kind of like really just a game that shows off the power of Unreal 5. So
yeah, it looks amazing.
Oh yeah.
You see all these trailers, like they look so good, and then the facial tracking and animation on the main character Senua it's incredible.
No, it's incredible.
Holy shit!
Like it really looks like, I'm telling you, like this game was made to show the full power of Unreal. I haven't played the original, but I heard it was really really good. So so we'll have to see because the original, it looked more like, I don't know, like a walking simulator. I don't think there was any. Was there any combat in the original?
There was. It was very minimalistic though.
Yeah. So
the original game was like kind of like it was more like a narrative, like walking simulator kind of game. It did have combat in it, but the whole thing was like how Senua suffers from psychosis.
Yes.
Right. And so like she has visions. She has hallucinations, auditory hallucinations. Like you'll hear the voices in her head, and like
that was actually the.
And the interesting thing is that it was directional, right? Like so sometimes you'll hear in your left ear, and other times you'll hear like in your right ear.
Yeah, so it would force you to
so one voice will be in one ear and the other voice will be in the other ear, and it's supposed to like emulate auditory hallucinations.
Yes,
the person with psychosis would experience, and they're kind of doing that and then some with this game. Obviously, going to be expanding on it some more.
Indeed,
they haven't shown much beyond like all the graphics and stuff. They show a little bit of combat, but the combat doesn't. I don't think it's going to be that big of a focus. I think this game's going to be more or less like
an experience. It's going to be an experience.
Yeah, it's going to be like a interactive narrative experience.
Yeah,
like the first game was. They even said it was going to be kind of short, and the first game was short too. It was like you could finish it like in an afternoon almost, and it was only like $30, I think.
Yeah. Actually, I think it's on sale now. The first one at least. So, but yeah. So that's Hellblade. Obsidian. They did a deep dive into their into their not Elder Scrolls game, Avowed.
Yeah, not Elder Scrolls. Avowed.
Yeah. So yeah, dude. I mean, I don't know. It looks like Obsidian's version of Elder Scrolls. It seems like Obsidian's whole shtick now is just like, oh, we're Bethesda, but better. But, we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, they showed off some combat, which actually wasn't something they showed off before. And then they showed off, the world. And then you can, it's the usual Obsidian things you can expect, right? It's going to be an RPG game.
Yeah.
Right? You're going to make choices. You're going to do quests. You're going to explore a world, you're gonna level up and stuff. And so the big thing I was interested in was the combat. And while the animations and graphics aren't all that great because Obsidian's never really been great at that stuff.
Yeah.
The combat does seem like it could be kind of cool, right? I think we were kind of worried that combat was gonna probably be like kind of stiff or like clunky or something, or wasn't gonna really involve much.
Yeah.
Because like for whatever reason, like a lot of RPG games when they have real time combat, like the combat just isn't all that great, especially like in the Western Front. But in this game, it seems like it'd be kind of cool. Like there's a really heavy emphasis on dual wielding, so you can actually have a different weapon in each hand. You can have like a gun in one hand and like a sword in the other hand. You can shoot, and then while you're reloading, you can swing your weapon around, or you can have like a wand in one hand and then like a gun in the other, so you shoot the gun
And
use
wand,
the wand,
yeah.
or you have 2 wands, right?
Harry Potter with guns.
Fucking,
Oh god, that sounds pretty dope.
yeah, so it seems this game can be kind of cool. It's going to come out at the end of this year or later this year.
Yeah.
Yes, it's fall 2024. So like anywhere between like September and November.
Yeah.
Seems like a cool game. Also going to take place in the Pillars of Eternity world. In that universe.
Oh yeah, yeah. I remember.
Pillars of Eternity?
I remember we were saying that on the I guess the previous direct that they talked about this. I remember you mentioning that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so if you're familiar at all with the Pillars of Eternity, you're gonna get a little kick out of this. You get a much more appreciation for it.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I never finished the Pillars of Eternity, but I did enjoy what I played.
Cool.
I enjoyed what I played quite a bit. Okay, and then for the next game, they had Visions of Mana, which is the Square Enix's newest RPG game, which is another entry in the long-running of Mana series, or the Mana series, which date back all the way to the Super Nintendo. And now we're gonna have a new game with the first one in like 15 years or something like that. And it's going to come to Xbox, which is where their big announcement there, because there hasn't been a single Mana game released on Xbox. They were like, okay, this is going to be our new game. It's going to come to Xbox for the first time. So now Xbox players can enjoy a Mana game.
Hooray.
And it seems pretty cool.
Yeah.
Right. I played a little bit of the remake. I played the demo of it.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed it quite a bit. It was really cool because you pick a character, and each character has like their own specific story. It's kind of like Octopath Traveler.
I'm sorry?
Except it's like Octopath Traveler, where each character has like their own individual story. But in the difference between that and Mana is, in Mana, I forgot which one. It was remake of Trials of Mana. That's the one I played, or the demo of what I played. Like the main character you pick at the beginning is like the main character of the whole story.
Okay. I think I'd be down to play that. So for
this new one, I don't think they're going to do that. I think there's just one singular protagonist. And well, it's a pretty looking game. It's got like a little cutesy art style, really colorful looking. It's got a kind of a cool looking action combat system. We'll see how it goes. It seems interesting. I'm interested in it. Definitely not for Xbox though. I'm probably going to get it on like PlayStation or computer. But speaking of computer, we have next game is Ara History Untold, which is being made by Oxide Games, which is a team of former Firaxis developers
who are known for,
which for those of you who don't know, they make the Civilization games.
Yes. As a strategy game player, it actually looks pretty good. It's kind of weird though, because it's like, so you won't have to wait for your opponents to take their turn to keep playing. And it's like, well, I mean, then what kind of game are you playing? Because it kind of sounds like you're just making a real-time strategy game. Because in an RTS, you base build, you build armies, but, it doesn't take turns. It just takes, like, time. So the thing about Civ is, you have turns, you move armies, or you decide on what to research, and then the research takes like 5 turns. You build buildings or something that takes a couple turns. But this, it just kind of, it gives me like they're trying to take the RTS and like kind of bring it to a grand scale, so that you have Civ levels of scale, but it's all happening in real time. And that to me sounds like a lot, because you have to manage a lot of shit in Civ, and it's already a lot in the turn-based. And now you got to do all that shit in real time. I play it.
So you're interested?
Yeah, of course. I love Civ. I love Civ, and I love the the real-time strategy games like Age of Empires. I love those games. I love those strategy games a lot, especially the ones that are pretty like history oriented. Well, I mean, that's all they are. Like all of them are history oriented. I'm like, I guess except for StarCraft, but StarCraft and of course Warcraft. Those RTSs, they're in their own world. But but I'm very excited for this game. It looks pretty cool. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, it'll be interesting.
Yeah.
Well, it's going to be on PC and Game Pass in fall, so you can look forward to that.
Yay!
All right, and then finally we have their big reveal of Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, which is the Indiana Jones game being developed by Machine Games and published by Bethesda. This is a game that's been was announced like 2 years ago, I think, like way back when, and now we can see it for the first time. We opens up with like a cutscene of like Indy in the desert and some Nazi man saying stuff to him.
Yes,
right, and then we see that it's surprisingly going to be in first person.
Yeah, which kind of threw me off. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, you have a. What are your thoughts on them? What like you were expected to be on third person, I imagine, right? I mean, that's what most of us would do.
Yeah, I thought it would be in third person. Because it's, dude, Indiana Jones is the original Uncharted, the original Tomb Raider. Like, those games took their inspiration from the character Indiana Jones. So I thought they would do, a third person kind of deal, but I don't know. It just, to me, it looks very weird in first person, especially since you want to look at Indiana Jones. I mean, dude, you want to look at Harrison Ford's character model, dude. He's a handsome man. So to not
no homo.
No, dude, honestly, no homo. Like, that dude kicks so much ass. So so it's very strange to see the first person. I mean, I guess it'll be sort of good because you'll get to see more of the actual world instead of, kind of like the what we call the Batman problem, where 1/3 of the screen is all Batman, and then you just have the rest of the world. So, and
then you have to take the vision on for like 80% of the game.
Yeah,
so you don't actually see what's going on.
Exactly. So, which, by the way, I was making a reference to a Donkey video that he was talking about it. So, I mean, it'll be good to actually, for exploration purposes. And there are a few moments where you do get that third person whenever you're swinging. But I like the mechanics with the whip, and there seems to be some stealth going on where you get to like throw shit at people, and it should be cool because I grew up on Indiana Jones with my parents, so
yeah, I love Indiana Jones. Well, the first three movies.
Oh, you don't like the Crystal Skull?
No, I do like Crystal Skull, but I don't love it.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
In fact, really, I only love the first and third movie. I like the second movie, and like Crystal Skull. That fifth movie can kick rocks, though. Oh,
the Dial of Destiny?
Yeah, that we can kick rocks.
Yeah. No, I
that movie was so boring.
Dude, it didn't look great.
It's not a very good movie.
I know.
It's aggressively
it
mid.
did not look good. So I knew. I already knew. I looked at that movie and I was like, yeah, this isn't gonna be great.
No, it was not. But hey, this could possibly be great. I mean, kind of like everyone else, I was expecting to be in third person.
Yeah.
And I'm a little disappointed that it is in first person because I want to see Harrison Ford do Harrison Ford things. I want him to do Indiana Jones.
Yeah, even though it's going to be voiced by Troy Baker, but still,
Yeah, it's Troy Baker trying to do a Harrison Ford impression.
Which I'm at least from what I saw, it sounds pretty damn good. Like, I'll take it. I think.
Yeah, I mean Troy Baker's a talented man.
Dude, he's a professional at this point. So they're like, oh, we need a male voice actor that can pull off a Harrison Ford. Who do we got? It's like, bro, stop. Just get Troy Baker. Like,
he's in fucking everything. Just
hire.
I'm sure out of like the 50 projects he's working on, he can make space for Indiana Jones
or Nolan North.
Or Nolan North.
Yeah. But anyway,
I actually haven't heard Nolan North in anything in a while, to be honest.
he's probably still living off of the checks from
Uncharted.
yeah. Yeah. Which
The other Indiana Jones game, the not Indiana Jones
yeah,
game.
the not Indiana Jones game. Which, by the way, I do want to play them. I hear they're pretty good games. So
They are. They're very good games.
yeah.
Very, very good game. You can get they have the collection on
Steam, yeah. Actually,
Steam.
I was gonna get them, but actually, I think it was you recommended because I asked you, like, hey, dude, like, which should I get the Uncharted collection or should I get Spider-Man? You're like, no, get Spider-Man. So, so that's so
Yeah, I guess Spider-Man.
yeah.
I mean, because I like Spider-Man more.
Yeah.
But,
No, and I'm glad Spider-Man.
but you really can't go wrong with either one. They're both really good games.
Yeah.
I just like Spider-Man more, so I just said Spider-Man.
Yeah. All right then. I'll get it like on the summer sale or something because it should be cheap. It should be for cheap. So, but yeah, it looks pretty good. I wonder what the puzzle solving will be like because I like solving puzzles.
Yeah, solving puzzles is a big part of Indiana Jones, right? He's always he always comes across some kind of puzzle that he's got to solve to avoid some death traps.
Absolutely.
Or to unlock a secret passage.
Yes, sir.
So there definitely will be a lot of that. And well, with the game being in Machine Games' hands, I do trust them to make something good because these guys they know how to make first person games.
Yeah.
The Wolfenstein games are really good.
Yeah.
I mean, they did make the one with the twin sisters.
Oh, yeah.
And apparently that game was awful.
I heard, dude. I've heard nothing but like that game's infamous for how bad it is. So,
but let's hope that's just let's hope that's an exception.
I mean, they probably like.
Let's hope it's just a blemish.
I mean, they probably got like their B team or something to work on it, right? Or was it?
Maybe I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what the story is behind.
Yeah. Well,
but I just know it's not good.
Yeah. So, all right, cool. And it's funny too. Those games had Nazis. This game has Nazis. I think it's funny. Two different IPs that now have Nazis. If I had a nickel for every time they had Nazis in their game, I'd have.
Hey man, they're Nazis are the greatest villains in the world.
They're easy, yeah, man.
They're like zombies, man. You can never go wrong with putting a zombie or a Nazi in your game.
Well, I don't know. You can go wrong with zombies.
Oh well,
yeah. Remember the what was that game? What was the year where every game was a fucking zombie something? Like you had to have zombies.
It was the 2000s, bro.
No, I think it was like 2000.
Just style.
I think it was 2008, 2009, like the late 2000s. Because I know Left 4 Dead.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It was just that period in time where it's just like zombies were the hot shit. So let's just make zombie games.
Yeah, dude, fucking Left 4 Dead came out, and then literally 1 year later, Left 4 Dead 2 came out, and everyone had to be the zombie game. Oh yeah,
yeah. Then Call of Duty added their own zombies. Dead Rising. Dead Rising 2 is coming out.
Yes, dude. Yeah, dude. Dude, there were zombies in.
There's probably other zombie games, but they're shitty, so we don't remember them.
Yeah, dude. So it was just. I remember the market was saturated with zombie games at one point. So that's why I was just like, "Fuck, man!" Like, but
people like shooting zombies.
The what?
People like shooting zombies.
Fuck yeah, dude. That's why people still play Left 4 Dead.
You can't. Yep.
But
but it's not why people that don't play Back 4 Blood. I don't know how I was going with that. I was trying to dunk on Back 4 Blood. I can't think of anything. That game sucks. That's all,
just that's all you gotta say, man.
That game sucks. I have nothing creative to say.
Neither did they. So, but yeah, I think that's pretty much it, dude. They didn't reveal anything else at the direct, did they?
Nope. That was pretty much it.
Cool. Very nice.
All right. So, you ready to sign us off?
Yes, sirree. Thank you so much, guys, for joining us for our first official podcast of the new year. We thank you so much for listening to us. We really appreciate you guys' support. Just be sure to leave a like and subscribe, and also leave a comment on any news stories you want to cover. There's actually other news stories that we wanted to cover that we didn't get a chance to, so we'll probably cover it next time. Even though we'll be kind of late, but it don't matter. But you can find us on YouTube, Amazon Music, Spotify, and of course Apple Podcasts as well. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
So with that said, good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. Peace.
Bye, everybody.